We are not 100%.
Doo-doo-doo. Okay, I think we're ready. All right, so today we are gonna get back into high level or my version, which is Springboard, and we're going to review what a funnel is, what's the difference between that and a website, right? How to pick which one you're gonna do, when to use each, but also what's involved and why are you using it. Okay, and we'll create one, a real simple one, but that's what your lead magnet should be, because the more things that are on there, the more confusing it is. Okay, so you can all see my screen, I hope. It talks about today we're going to do all those things. So let's just start with, I guess maybe I can see you all on the screen. So like, give me a wave if you have a website or a funnel. Yeah, one, nobody else. Okay, two, kind of, sort of. Okay. And did you build it or did somebody do it for you? That's the next question.
I ain't going none of that. I don't know how to do that.
Okay. All
I have
right.
a
Well, I
web,
just want to make sure we're all like where everyone's coming from. Okay.
yeah, I have
Because
a
I
website, no funnel, and it was built for me.
Okay, cool. All right. So this might be good. Okay. So funnels are okay. A website is a place, we talked about where your domain lives, right? And it is meant to give information. So Russell Brunson came up with this term the other year, a couple years ago, about a hub. And I had never heard about it, but that's exactly what a website's supposed to be. It's like one place and then it shoots you off to all these other places. So if you think about Russell Brunson, he does all these different books. He does software, he does coaching, he does speaking, he does all kinds of things. He does events. So he has a place for him. And then depending on what you're looking for with him, it shoots you off to different pages based on what that is. And it could even be separate domains. So let's say his book, Expert Secrets, if that's what you were looking for, it would shoot you off to that website. But it all comes from this hub, and it's this central location that holds all the information. I recently launched a hub for my candy store, and that was because now I have multiple retail locations plus e-com and a website with all that information without it kind of sending it off into different places gets a little confusing. And you probably have heard that saying about a confused mind never buys. Okay, it just kind of stops and freezes. Okay, so I recommend everybody have a website, not only for you, but all the things you do, like all your business. Every business should have its own website, and it could be information based. And then you could send it to whatever projects you're working on. So again, we'll use myself as an example. So I have my property or investing business for flips, for buy and holds, for our tree house, and for some smaller business, some newsletters. Those all are kind of small, but they all come back to me, especially now that we're building our brand as us. Those all connect. And so I have a place where that is, let's say me. So I won't say it because just in case I get banned again for bullying and harassment. So like, I don't want to share any personal information, but like my website, um, about me, they go there and then it talks about all the things that I'm doing. This is my business over here. This is my business over here. And then it will send them off. So I built this hub for my candy store now. So my hub is me, but then I have built another hub for my candy store. This location, that location, this location, ecom, the loyalty program. So it shoots people off from this one place. But keep in mind, the goal of that hub is to send people away, to give the information and send them somewhere. Okay. The funnel is the complete opposite. A funnel is a guided step-by-step process. Okay. You've all probably been in a funnel before. The idea of the funnel is that they're going to send you to this page. Let's just say it's a lead magnet. Get this 10-step process to landing your first deal. Okay. Click the link. Let's say you're on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, and you go to this page and it says the same exact thing at the top. and it says, enter your email here, and one button, nothing else. Often not even a footer, not a header, nothing, because you want them to do one thing on that page, and that's to put their email in. Does that make sense for everybody? Like, sometimes you just have to pull everything back. And this is why the funnel was pretty revolutionary, because before funnels, where you could send people page to page to page, everybody was just sending them to their website, and then they would get this wicked overwhelm and then not do what they wanted them to do. This one, you're very clear about and intentional about, hey, get this thing, go here. When they get there, it says, enter your email address and click submit. Boop, done. Then it takes them to the next page, right? Which is, again, 1 point, not 20 points, not 10, one thing. Usually in a simple lead magnet thing, it's going to be enter your email here, maybe your name too, but you don't want too many things. And then once they hit submit, it goes to the next page, which says, thank you, your so-and-so is on the way, or you make them an offer on that page, right? But you're going to do one thing on the page, and that's the main difference. So for most of us, if you don't have a website at all, and this is the only thing you're building, like I have a friend, she's starting her swag company, and so she decided, I'm just going to make my lead magnet funnel to start, and that's going to be on her main domain for her company. And it's just going to be this welcome page, like get this thing, just so she has a way to collect email addresses and then go. Now, when she gets a little bit more ahead, she'll create her hub page or her website. But like this is the goal, is like, what's her point? So this is the question you need to ask yourself. What is the point? Do I want their email address? Do I want to tell them something? Do I want to send them somewhere? Those are the questions you need to ask when you're thinking, am I building a funnel or a website? Okay, does that make sense for everybody? Yeah?
Yeah.
Any
So I can
questions?
u-
Jump in. Go
So
ahead,
like the
Stephen.
ebook that we wrote,
Yeah,
we could utilize a thing to be able to funnel people to that.
you would do a funnel because it's going to be 2 steps and you want it to be very clear. You don't want it to be you don't want, like, if somebody's going to get it, whether it's from YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever, right? If they're going to get it, once they're there, you don't want them distracted. So a lot of people don't even put their socials on their website, because once they're at their website, they don't want them going anywhere. They don't want, like, if they click follow me on Facebook, guess where they're going? They're off your website. Sometimes there's not even a get back button, right? You ever try to, like, you click something and then you try to go backwards and you can't get back there? There's no back button. And so now all of a sudden they're off your website and you lost your chance. So what was the reason you got them there, right? So yes, the lead magnet is to get their email so you can keep talking to them. That's the whole point of a lead magnet, is you want to take them off whatever social they're on, because you don't own that. Even if you own a Facebook group, even if you own a Kajabi group, the reality is you don't really own that. At any time, you could lose that. But if the email address, once you own it forever. And then you could talk to them as much as you want. People are often usually more willing to give you email address versus SMS. And this is where, like, things are changing. But email, you always want to collect the email address. Always, always, always. So the goal of a lead magnet is, like, get this, get my book, get whatever. One line, a form that they're going to submit, and then it will take them to the next page. And upon completion on that next page, it's going to kick off some kind of workflow, which we'll go over next class, that's going to send it, right? It'll send an email by them completing and submitting that form. It will tell in High Level or whatever program you use, hey, send that thing, they submitted this form. And it will do it. Sometimes you have a delay. Like if you're making them an offer. So on my Candy one, I make them an offer immediately. So they sign up and I make them an offer immediately. I don't want them to go anywhere. I don't want them to go to their email. I don't want them to do, right? I don't want to send them the thing. So on mine, it says, your email should arrive in about 20 minutes. So now they know it's not there, right? So now I can have their attention for the one thing I'm trying to offer them on the web page or the funnel page, okay? I got them to do step 1. Now I want them to do my next step, Okay, and so you're just guiding them through, but like a funnel could be 20 pages. I'm sure you've bought something before where they make you an offer, and then like the next page, you like, yes, okay, I want it. And then the next page is, oh, do you want double? And then you're like, maybe yes, no. And then you do it. It's one step upsell, right? Which is an easy thing to do. And then the next one, then they got another one. And then you're like, how many pages do I have to get through? Because then they're like, don't close this, don't back up. And so now you're scared if you don't know, which is just a tactic, by the way, usually. Um, and then they keep it, but sometimes it's like 8 pages long. You're like, get me out of this thing, right? So you want to also not have people jump out. One of the nice parts about high level, like most of them, is they'll have tracking and statistics on how many people landed on your page, how many people submitted the button, not just for a Facebook ad, which is another way to track that, but on the page, it'll tell you how many people landed here, how many people opted in, how many people got to page 2, how many people did the thing on page 2. And it will tell you what's working and what's not. Because often winning the funnel game is little tiny incremental changes to improve things, right? You take it, you split test it, and you're like, all right, I'm going to try this. Same thing, but I'm just going to change this one thing. I'm going to change the color of the button. I'm going to change what it says for my headline. I'm going to change the font of my headline. Those little changes will incrementally make it better and better. If you have a winner, the next part of the game is making it more better, more opt-ins, more, right? All those things. But again, you're keeping back on, okay, I want one job for this page, one thing, not 10, right? Website, if you wanted 10, do a website instead. Okay. So, all right. So that is how that works. Okay. So what we would do for a lead magnet, because there's 2 steps, is going to be a funnel. Could be on a website. They both are going to look similar, but a funnel is set up like this and this and this. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to open that page. But let me just quick review. What you need usually on a web page is a header with navigation, right? Think about any website you've probably ever seen. And again, this is the above the fold. There's a saying about like if you're on your cell, anything above the fold, most people do not scroll, right? So whatever you want them to see has got to be in that first shot. They have a couple programs that you can install called, one of them is called Hotjar, that will allow you to see a heat map of where people touched. Like if they press, how many people pressed this button, you could see a heat map of how far down they got. 80% looked at the top. 60% looked at the next scroll, this one, this one. So there's all these different ways to improve things. You just want to see, do people opt in, right? And all the things working. But header with the navigation, footer with your privacy, your terms, your home button, contact us, that kind of stuff. You're usually going to want a form, which means something they have to input, an input area with a submit button, right? And then some design, some branding. Okay, so let's go to that. So any questions about any of that, or are we feeling good? All right, we're silent in the galley. Okay, cool. So this is, I was just building a brand new one, but this is kind of what a funnel looks like. It is lined up in order. Now, just because this one here is on top of this one, the natural inclination is from that one, when they hit submit, it's going to go to the second one. But it doesn't always have to. You can change where it goes. Okay, that you can, the button, and I'll show you, we'll do that, but the button will allow you to decide what happens when they submit. Some of it's go to the next page, right? Which is why it matters what this order is. But some of them will be go to my Facebook page, or some of it will be go to my website, or some of it will be, go to my Google document, which is the easiest delivery ever. Like imagine, Stephen, like you had your book and they submitted their thing, and on the next page, it automatically sent them to the Google Doc that they could read it. You don't even have to have a second page, right? Because the more steps you have, the more friction to getting them what they came there for. You want to be very respectful of their time and their energy. People have no patience for that nonsense. Do not make them jump through 8,000 things because they'll never read your thing. Most of the time, they're not going to read it anyway. They just like the idea of it. They might save it on their email and that's it. Like in their Gmail or their workplace, just for someday. But whoever has time to read those someday documents we've downloaded? Most of us not at all. Okay, so this is my funnel that I just recently I'm setting up. I'm launching a new offer, which is a lead magnet. Now I had one for a while that was free candy for your birthday, right? It's pretty easy sell, easy hook, easy sell. Everyone understands what it is. I had about a 98% opt-in. That means people, when they showed up on my page, they gave me their email address, 98%, which is pretty unheard of. I actually wrote an article for Russell Brunson about it. I was in his community at the time. That doesn't mean they all became buyers, but it was really easy for me to get an email address. Okay, so you want something that's that people want. I think tomorrow I have to find it. I have a chat bot, an AI bot that will create your lead magnet. So if you didn't create the book and you didn't know what you wanted, you could use this bot. All you have to do is click the link, you go in, you enter, I'm in this industry and I want something for this customer, and it will give you like 100 suggestions and then it will create it for you. So I'll give you guys that. So that way you have something to give away. Okay, so this is my funnel. So as opposed to, I'll show you quick. This is what a funnel looks like in high level, right? That up and down stacked on top of each other. And like once my email catches up, I have a couple, but like this is my Life is Sweet hub, which is my candy store. And here you're going to see all these different pages spread out. Okay, all the different locations. Do you see the difference? So that's how you know where you are. Funnels are stacked one after the other with as many steps as you want. A website is going to have all these different pages and you can keep replicating them and then they're going to kind of cross connect. Okay, so let's see if we can, let's see. So one of the things we do, we already know that the whole purpose of this funnel is that we want an email address. So one of the things you have to do if you want to collect information is you have to build a form. So that's going to be step one. Before we even decide what we're giving away, we need a form. So we're going to come in here. I have to move us out of the way so I can see the button. And I'm just going to hit add form. Okay. Now they have two options, start from scratch or choose from a template. Okay. I'm going to do scratch, but in here, there's a whole bunch of suggestions that you can, let's look at it. Let me see if I can show it to you. Okay. And it has all different ones, but like ones that you can just select and then modify. Okay, if you like the look of any of them, you want it to be fancy. I am of the mind simpler or more minimalist because again, no distraction. I don't want them looking at the design or the picture. I want them just giving me the email. Simple, 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 stay on task. So, but these are all ones and there's more and you can look up for your industry and there's a ton. And that's one of the nice things about high levels. They'll give you a whole bunch of templates that you can just select. They'll put it in there and then you can play with it. Okay, so these are all the templates, okay? And then there's others that are shared with me. There's my templates. Let's see if I have any in here. I don't even know if I do. I always just make it from scratch. No fresh, because I make them from scratch. Okay, so we're just going to quick X out of here, and I'm just going to start from scratch because this is the simplest way. Okay, so we're going to start from scratch. Boom. Okay, and even if you've never made a website, somebody's in the waiting room. Sorry about that. Sorry, Catherine, I didn't see you. Okay, so here we are. All right, so here is my from scratch. Oh, I don't know why. I thought I created one from scratch, but okay. Let me see, did I do that wrong? Alert, yeah, proceed. Let me get out of this. I thought maybe it gives me some basics to start. Maybe that's what happened. So we'll try it one more time. All right, so we're going to try this, okay? and then we're going to start from scratch. Let's see if it does it again, then we know that's what happens. It gives you something to work with, which is nice. Okay, but I mean, it is basically drag and drop. Okay, it does. So, okay, so up here, we're going to just call this test. Okay, tester. Okay, all right, and then down here, do we want first name? So when you click on the item, it's going to open up this screen here. And for example, you can, so this is the label. This is how your CRM, if you say, hey, this is the first name, every time somebody enters their first name, it's going to put it in the contact in that field. So this is what you're putting in there. So if you were selling land, and you were having both buyers and sellers coming into your funnel, you could have them choose maybe from a drop-down button or have them input buyer or seller. You could put in extra information to help you figure out who these people are and what workflows or how you want to communicate them and why. Okay, but we're keeping it real basic. So like here we've got last name. Guess what? We're going to get rid of that one. Okay, it's just a matter of we're going to do email, yes. We are not going to do phone. Not that SMS is bad, but because the more prompts they have to fill out, the less likelihood they're going to do it. Okay, it's we're talking about friction. You want like you want to oil that gate so they come right through. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that one. So you have first name, which I think is reasonable, and email. Some people only put email, but keep in mind this is our form that we're building. This is not the funnel yet. What we're going to do is we're going to take this form that we created and plop it into our funnel. Okay, so this can be very generic. We don't have to do anything else. If you have filled out your terms or your privacy policy in the settings area, it will automatically be populated here. Otherwise, you can just connect it if you wanted that. But I do not want that. So hopefully we should be able to, there it is. So we can just get rid of it. So, and I'm going to even get rid of this. Some people suggest to do it, some people don't. It really depends. If you're going to have hundreds of thousands of people, you probably want to do it. If you're going to have a couple hundred people, you don't need to worry about it, right? So you can get rid of that. So now look how simple, clean. Okay, here's the button. Now, this one, we can also change fonts. We can put a subheading, we can do a heading, we can change the size. But we also, let me get over here, is we can change the color. We can give it a border. We can make it do all kinds of things, right? But again, if we're going to do simple, we want name, we want email, and we want to hit the damn button. That's it. Okay. So, but we can change the color. Everybody has their own beliefs. There is a theory that people have that there's one, I can't remember the number, but like red is like the most pressed button. I don't know why. It's just one of those success things, right? When we talked about changing your funnel incrementally to make it improve, that's one of those things that people like. There are people who get paid a lot of money because just by having a 1% change could make more, 10 extra $1 million. So those kind of things. But what we're talking about for lead magnets right now, you can put whatever dang color you want. It's fine. Okay. So right now we're going to say that's what we want. We're going to do a red one. Up at the top here, I get to put what I wanted to say. Right now it says button. We can put click to get my awesome book. Right? You can put whatever you want there. Okay. And then you put for subtext, why? Question mark. Because I am awesome. Okay, right? So like, got that. Now do you see it's in black? Well, we go back down to the bottom. So the button background is red. But then you should be able to, here we go. That's the shadow. We don't want the shadow. Sorry, my glasses. Color, color, color. Font, here we go. So that's white. This one, we can make a yellow if we wanted to. Ooh, we can make it white, whatever. Okay, the whole point is you want to see it, but again, not distracting, simple, but it can say whatever. Click to submit is boring. And if you remember from Owners Club, they were talking about like you want this to be something funny, just something like tap, right? to get the prize, whatever you want it to say. You can even put in ChatGPT, it will give you some suggestions, okay? But that's all this is going to be. This form is going to be basic. We're going to leave it like this. We're going to hit save up here, okay? And once it's saved in the world. And then now we're going to go build our funnel. Again, if you'll look, it's all along that same area. And so we've got this is under sites. So on the side piece here, under sites, that's where you find all of these things. Okay. But that's where we built the forms. If we wanted to go back and see in our list here, and you can build folders for your forms. You have so many of them, but it should be, I think we called it tester. Let's see where it wound up. There it is. Okay. So what happens is now we're going to go into and we're going to build just a very simple funnel. I know, very exciting stuff, but it's cool because you'll get to see it work. I don't know, I'm older, but like when I was younger and we were learning how to code in DOS or whatever, this is a long time ago, we could make our name appear on the screen and like dance down the screen. And like it was cool just to be able to see that we did it, right? So we're just going to do a new funnel. Again, they're going to have templates again. We're just going to go blank because I think it's basic and we'll just do lead magnet. Okay. We're going to call it whatever you want. But this is how easy or hard it is. Okay. So we're going to create it. It's going to take a second. Sorry, my internet is slow. Okay. So it's funnels created. Then we just have to find it. And now we're going to edit it. It's already here. It doesn't even have any steps, okay? But the first thing you want to do is you want to go into settings and you want to attach it to a domain, okay? So I'm going to select a domain to put it on. I'm going to do that one, not say it out loud. This is also the path. We talked about the apartment building, the apartments, and the room in the apartment. Lead magnet is the room in the apartment. Okay, you can also put your favicon. So like when they click on, you ever see like right here at the top on my tabs, do you see like Google Sheets has this little picture? Shopify has this little picture. Springboard has this little picture. YouTube has this picture. That's a favicon. You could create one for yourself so that when they go to your site, it'll show up in the little tab instead of just whatever's there. Okay, that's that. You can put all your tracking for if you're running ads. It's going to track. They have tracking codes. You put that all here. Okay, and we're just going to hit save because we added the domain to this. That's it. That's under settings. Okay, so you just have to think about it logically. Like, okay, well, I'm building this funnel. Where does it live? We just told it where it lived. Okay, so we're going to, that's that part. So we're going to add a new step. And this is going to be the opt-in page. Okay, and we're going to call it opt-in book. Okay. Now, if you were going to bring in one from some other, they do allow you for ClickFunnels because there's a little battle between ClickFunnels and High Level right now. So now they built a tool that will suck it in from ClickFunnels and put it in here pretty accurately. Okay, but we're just going to call it opt-in. Okay, we're going to create it. That's it. We haven't done anything that's not fixable at this point. There's nothing hard to do. Okay, we're going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of that, and there we are. So now when we choose it, let's give it a second to catch up to me. Oh, you raised your hand. Go ahead, Stephen, just ask me what you're thinking.
I'm trying to do this at the same time you are.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, I
Cool.
will have no clue how to do this.
Okay, well, I will have, hopefully, if it doesn't get taken down by YouTube, you'll be able to follow along and stop me too. But did you build a page yet?
So I'm at the free, I've got like the free ebook thing. I was gonna do one for it.
That's fine.
I've got like, I looked at the sites thing, did the funnel.
Go to the
part
top and it said
everything.
you chose funnel.
Yeah, I've got that, and I've got like the free ebook funnel. It says 0 steps right now, and I'm at the
Okay,
point of,
so
like,
you're probably
being
just
able
like
to
this.
enter the settings. No.
And then the settings are up here for that part.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Do you have any
totally
domains
lost.
in your, you may not have a domain attached, or maybe you do.
I mean, I've got my domain. Do I attach my domain
Yeah,
there?
yep,
Okay, just my domain. It doesn't even matter.
yeah.
Doesn't have to have another like
Nope, nope, just do the domain.
slash or anything.
Nope, nope, because then it's gonna prompt you to call it something.
Okay, and then what's this? Would you say this FavorCon URL thing was?
That's a little picture like the tabs up here on my screen, like in Google, there's a picture next to the name of the site you're on.
Okay.
So you can make some of those.
Oh yeah, I don't even know how to
No,
do
but you don't have to, but I'm saying you could. That's how that gets there. You put that
Alright,
there.
so
You create it in Canva.
the
Nope,
rest
so
of
you
the
don't have to
stuff
do
on
anything.
here.
Nope,
Okay, we don't have to like, it says require credit card and stuff. We
nope,
need
just
to
hit
worry about.
save at the bottom and then it'll
Alright,
create your page. It'll connect it to the domain.
okay, alright. Alright, I'll leave you alone then. I'll let you.
No, no, you're good. Okay, so did you get that? Do you have a step created yet? Or did you just, so now that you need to create a step.
Press save, so we're,
Okay,
okay. Add
cool.
step or input. Okay. So
Add
just
step.
Got
Correct.
it.
And then it's just going to ask you for a name and you can always change it. So I just called it opt-in and then this is where it's going to have you name the path and just call it
Oh, okay.
opt-in.
Should I name it maybe the name it like the book name?
I mean, you want it to be simple that you know. Like this is just the opt-in page and you can always change it. So don't worry. Just call it, you could call it XYZ and it will be fine.
Okay.
Okay? And then the
Thank
path,
you.
same thing.
Opt in.
Yep. Okay. And then save, and then it's going to create your first step, which is right like on my screen.
Okay. Perfect.
Did that work?
Yes, I guess so. Yes, ma'am.
Do you have a
Thank you.
first step with like a little email-y thing?
Yes, ma'am. My page looks
Beautiful.
like yours. Yeah.
Okay, so then just click on that one and it's going to bring it up. Okay, and it'll show you the URL. And then go. And we're going to create from blank. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. Do you see that?
Thank you.
You're
Yes, ma'am.
welcome. Okay, so create from blank. That's what we're going to do. And it's going to go into this funnel page and allow us to drag and drop and add things. Okay, now a funnel is set up with a bunch of layers. Okay, so you have, and they are all, so you start with a section, then it goes to rows, elements, then there's some global sections which you can create and it'll appear on every page. You can create a template, but what we're going to just keep in starting, so because we're here, I'm going to close this, it prompts us, but you see how it's blank? We have nothing on the page. So the first thing we have to do is decide, we hit the plus up here, and we're going to add a row. Do we want it to be full width? Do we want it to be wide? Do we want it to be small? Do we want it to be medium? Almost always you're going to choose full width. Okay, and there it is. You see that? Then it's going to ask you, it's going to tell you basically, guide you through the next step, which is add a row. Now the row is a different color, and it's going to allow you to choose 1 column, 2 column, 3 column, 4 column. Again, can be changed, but let's just keep it simple. Okay, we'll go with 1 column. There it is. So now you see how these all changed. We have the green, which is the original. Now we've got blue and we've got the purple. Now we've got all these things. So now we're going to add an element, which is the next layer. And we're going to do a headline. We just click it. Actually, yep. See that? Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to replace this. Enter my book is out. Grab yours here. Exclamation point. And you want this to kind of match wherever they came from. Okay. You want it to be very clear why they're giving you their email. Okay. Grab yours here. Okay. Now, over in the page here, you can change the color, right? You can make it blue, black, green. Okay, that's the regular. You can make it, if you highlight it, you can make it bold. Okay, should be bold. And then if you're doing bold, that's a different color, right? So I didn't bold it, I guess. There it is. Well, it's not cooperating. Normally, it would let you do bold. Okay, so, but basically you can change all of your things on the page over here. You can also decide your margins. How far do you want it from the top? What kind of padding? How close do you want the next element to be? You can set all of that up in here. You can also create icons. Okay. And so where are my icons? And then there's all these other, right? There's advanced ones where you can give it a border around the block, or there's all these ways to place, but we're going to keep it really basic. Okay. So we're just going to call that. So now we're going to hit the plus again. Okay. And we're going to do subtext, subheadline. Enter your email and I will send you my book. That's it. Easy. Okay. Next one. We need to enter, we need the form. Okay. Now we want them to enter the thing, right? So now we need the form we made. Now you can use different ones on different ones, but there it is. Okay. Now, if you wanted to edit, you realize, oh shoot, I don't like that color. I don't like this. You can go back right over here to the right. You can go back and edit the form. It'll take you to a different screen and let you edit it. Okay. But right now you've got the form that we created. You have a headline, you have a title. This is a page that will work. It's not super exciting, but it would work, right? And that's what you want. You want it to work. Okay, no distraction, very clear. Now, the only other thing, do you see it says here button actions? When we set up the form, we got to tell it we want it to submit or whatever. But here you can decide what you want it to do, whether you want it to go to your Google Doc that you want to give them, whether you want it to go to the next step. If you wanted it to go someplace else, this is where you're going to tell it what to do. Right? The button says, hey, when they push this, where do I go from here? Oh, I spelled the because wrong. Anyway, doesn't matter. Okay. We're just going to choose next step. Okay. And that makes it easy. Okay. And we're just going to hit save at the top. Okay. When you save, sometimes it's going to here's your SEO stuff. So I just put in exactly what it is. Book opt-in. Okay. And then I'm just going to give it a little more description. Opt-in page for my amazing book, period. You can put who the author is. You can put any keywords, whatever you want. You can put a social image, links, tags, whatever. I don't go crazy because honestly, the likelihood that somebody is finding you from Google is small. Most of the people are going to have the link. So the SEO is not really going to matter. SEO tells Google how to find you. Most of the people you're going to be connecting with have already found you. And so they're going to have the link. Push this button and get the thing. And then they'll be here. Okay. So that is that. So we can take a look at what this looks like and even test it. Let me show you one other thing that we can do. Let's just say we wanted to add one more thing because it wasn't as exciting. We can add a video up here and you can put in your YouTube link and it could be like, hey guys, anybody who looked at my springboard, like sign up here. And I had a video like, hey guys, this is what this is. This is what this is. That's all that I did. I dropped it. I created the the video, put it on YouTube, put the link in here, and it pulls it from there and displays it here. Does that make sense? Not trying to confuse, but like you can put a video, you can put a picture. So let's get rid of this. So, and all you have to do is delete. Okay. I can do, let's try this. We can add an image. Okay. So then we're going to click on here, and over here it's going to have a place for all your pictures online. So then you go to your media storage. If it's not already there, you can upload it. Okay. We won't get too much more complicated, but this is, I mean, this is what it is. Stephen, you should be able to have this done today. So I could just choose this, double click it, and it should pop it in. Boom. You can make it smaller, right? Also at the top here, you always want to be optimizing for mobile. So let's click mobile. This is what it looks like on mobile. Remember we talked about above the fold? Can they see everything they need to see without having to scroll? Okay, no, they cannot. So we want to make that, so you might look at that and say, you know what, we're going to make this smaller. Let's do 150 by 150. Ah, now they can see at least that they have to enter stuff. Do you see that? If you click this little area, look, if there was padding, you can make it tighter so that there was less. You can change the size. Like you see how this is 2 lines here? I could, on mobile, I could make it smaller. So that way it's not taking up 2 lines. Do you see that? Okay. So you want to optimize for mobile because that's how 90% of the people are going to find you. They're going to enter your thing. Think about it. You're sitting on the couch, you're watching TV, you saw this thing, you clicked it, you gave your email, you sent it in, right? That's that simple. Okay, so we're just going to save and publish. Okay, and then we'll go look at it. And then you can kind of see. Now, right now, keep in mind, I don't have another page for it to go to. So if we hit submit, it's not going to go anywhere. All right, let's look at, there's a little eyeball up here. This will give you a preview of what it looks like in the real world. Okay, now again, keep in mind, we changed the size only on mobile. That's why it's so big here, okay? And there you are. But now we know, okay, well, let's go back. So I'm going to go back to Springboard, okay? And I'm going to go back and look at the desktop mode, and I'm going to change it here. Because when you edit in desktop or mobile, it only affects that one, okay? You can also let things not be shown in mobile and let them be shown in desktop because you have more room, okay? Oh, Sherry, go ahead and ask whatever you need.
When you were saying, sorry, back up to where
No.
you said, keep in mind, you don't have a place for it to go. So if you
Yep.
put it out there, what do you mean by that? I'm sorry, just.
So remember the button tells it what to do once they enter their information?
Yes.
And it goes, once they hit submit, normally they're going to either go to the Google Doc or the delivery. They're going to go to your website. They're going to go to the thank you page. They go somewhere after
Okay.
they submit. I haven't created the next page, so there's nowhere for it to go. We haven't
Gotcha.
told it to go. We actually told it go to the next page, but there is no next page. So it probably will stay on that page.
Okay,
That
gotcha.
makes sense? Okay, so we just fixed that. And so now I'm just gonna publish this. And then we'll go back here, look at the preview again, hit refresh, and let's see if it's better. There you go. Okay, so now we can see everything on the screen. Now I have this little app add-on that lets me look at it like it's on a phone, and it will actually let you look at it like if it's an iPhone 12, iPhone 15, Galaxy, whatever. It'll let you, because every one of them displays different. But this is what it would look like on my phone. Now, can you see everything? No scrolling necessary, right? Now, again, the button looks ridiculous because it's bigger, right? I'd play with that. I maybe wouldn't have a sub headline, but you see how everything is above the scroll. They call that above the fold. That's what you want because you don't want them, well, nobody scrolls, okay? If they can't see it, they're not going to do it. But here, we even got a picture in there. So you just want to, for maximum impact, you want it to be, everything to be seen above the fold or the scroll, okay? So that's what that looks like. And I can actually click in there and I think, and I can go down, see, it lets me look, okay? So I could enter it technically, right? Tracy. I'm not going to put my email because I'll get in trouble. We'll just say, by the way, if you're ever testing, you can do any email you want, as long as you don't need to see it. What do you care? Okay. So Rudolph. Okay. There we go. Click. It's submitted. And it came back to the same screen. Why? Because it had no place to go. I didn't, right? But that's how that works. All right. So we're out of this one. So we're going to go back to Springboard. So now we have this. We have our, Stephen, feel confident about this? No?
No, I could figure out how to get anything beyond the heading and the subheading.
All you got to do is hit the plus button. Think
I
about it.
tried
You
that.
need,
I
Okay.
tried that. Nothing.
and, well, you
I
haven't built the
couldn't add
form yet,
anything.
have you? Did you build a form?
I couldn't figure. I couldn't figure that part out.
All right, well, we can help you after. So, but basically, if you have a form to choose, you could drag a form in. But if you hit the plus, let me just hit a plus. There are so many things you can put in here. Do you see all that?
Yeah,
So if you
I
had
tried.
scrolled down,
I tried a few of these buttons and nothing actually went in there.
sometimes you have to drag it too. See how you dragged it? Boop. And then if you did the form, it would make you select one. Okay? But they also usually only let you do one form. So let me get rid of this one. Okay? So I'm gonna delete
Yeah,
that one.
yeah,
But
it is.
I can help you separate. Don't worry. But anyway, so that's kind of the gist, right? So, but the whole point of this is that you want a place for them to enter their information. You want just a general, this is what I'm offering you. And then a little command saying, enter your information here. The form will have the button already, and then you're done. That's all that you need for a lead magnet. Okay? You don't have to do anything fancy. You don't have to do a background. You don't have to do a picture. You don't have to do like this one. I can get rid of this and just keep it real simple. Okay? Save it, publish, and now it's ready. Okay. Now I'm going to just show you quick how to do a thank you page. Okay. We'll do it the same exact thing again. So we're going to go back. Okay. Again, they give you a lot of options. You see how it confused mind? It's like too many options. Okay. We're going to add a new step because we have the page. We want to be able to send it someplace. What happened? It just went away. Okay, well, anyway, we're going to just clone. What I like to do is I just clone what I just did so it matches. So we're going to clone it. It's going to make a duplicate. And we're just going to clone in this funnel. Like if you have one you love and let's say you have 4 lead magnets and you want to just clone the whole thing, it'll let you do that. But this one, we're just going to copy. It's like duplicating, right? Why do the work twice? Okay, so it's going to do that. Okay, and you see here? Here we are. There's the clone. Just going to plop it underneath it. Now, if we had 10 steps, we could drag it up, drag it down, drag the order, change the order. We're going to go in here. Okay. Should let us edit it. There it is. Edit. Okay. Right. And we're just going to delete this. So we don't need a form again. We already have their information. And we can change this. We just have to highlight it. Hooray! My book is on the way. Little happy face. Yay. Okay. I mean, and you put it will be delivered by email shortly. Period. The end. This is important because you want people to say, you could even do it as a pop-up, but you just want people to like, you know how we push the button and I entered my data and I stayed on the same page? How many times have you done that and you'd be like, did it work? Did it not work? Do I have to do it again? Where confusion, right? This one, because it goes to the next page, you see that it was successful. Okay. So you just save it and publish. Publish. Okay. This is the path up here. Remember we talked about the room in the apartment? but it's an ugly one. So we're going to fix that. Okay. But we're going to do that back here. Again, we can do the same exact thing for the SEO if we wanted to. I'm going to close that. We could add a picture. Right, and I would suggest add a picture of your book so they know what they're getting. If you're doing a book. What just happened? Did it come? Listen, it's technology, which means it doesn't always work. Okay, here we are. We're just going to put something down there, right? Let's just say it was your book. Come on, let's go. You can upload it or whatever. You can make a little picture in Canva of like your book on a coffee table. Like you can do a lot of things, but let's just put a picture just so they know what they're getting, right? And they can be excited about it. Like if my computer would ever catch up. Oh, there we go. All right, we'll just do that one. There's my peppermint pig. Okay, the end. Ta-da! You hit save, you hit publish, and so then we'll just test it. Always want to test. Okay. So there we go. And I'm going to make this smaller. I don't think it matters. It's below and they don't need to do anything. So we're going to leave it alone. Okay. So we're going to go back. Always use the back button in high level. Don't just X out whatever. Okay. Here, we're going to go to publishing again. We did settings when we first started where we chose the domain, Stephen. Here, you're going to go to publishing. And that's where you're going to be able to change the names of things. So I'm going to call it thank you page. Okay. And then you can change the name here. Okay. I'm just going to update it. Okay. Does it really matter? No, it knows where it's going, but I like it to look pretty. Okay. And then there's one other place. So every time you create a page, you have that publishing area where you're going to have your name, the page name, but it also creates another one. Do you see how this is here? So I'm just going to do this. So it doesn't have all those numbers. Okay.
Is this where you could do that for affiliate links you were talking about?
No, this is the actual name of the room of the apartment.
Okay, gotcha.
But it creates two. One is within the funnel, right? And one is its own independent page. So both will get you to the same place. The affiliate, if you had a code, oh, you meant like changing the URL, the redirect
Yes.
and the shortening, that is up top on a different area. But yes,
Okay.
you can do that. But you want to make it pretty so it makes sense, right? So we did this, we did this. So let's take a look at it. So we can just use this little button here and view the page. Okay, and we'll get to see it. Hooray! Oh, I was on go back, Tracy. I was on this one, which is what it showed me. So let's go to the opt-in. So let's go back to the beginning. And this is where your people, if they want your book and they're raising their hand, yes, they're going to come here. And this is what they're going to see first. So let's go there. Okay. And look, there it is. We're going to put test, 1, 2, 3. Nope, wrong one, at gmail.com. Okay. And we're going to click it. You should have a place to go now. So let's see what it does. Ha! Went to the next step. Okay. This tells the person interested that it worked, and then they can just close out from here. That's it. Right now, you could at this point say, hey, follow along, join my Facebook group. Well, have you seen this video? Want to see something cool I'm doing now? A lot of people do those kind of things. Like it's an opportunity, like you have their attention. They gave you their email. This is like an opportunity, like, hey, want to get on a call and talk about it? Whatever you want to do, right? You could do that here, but keep in mind just one thing. You're telling them, yes, you were successful. Hey, do you want this thing? If you wanted to, but it's enough to do this because you've got their email. Okay, so that is that part. So that works. So step 1, step 2. Now you can add more, right? You could sell them something. Like, hey, I'm having my 2-day event. I'm not sure if you knew. Click here to get on call. Let's talk about it. See if you're a good fit. Hey, I have this course. You can buy it here for a one-time offer, $7, blah, blah, blah. You can do that on that page. And then you have it, the next page. They click, yes, I want it. Go to the next page. Then they put in their credit card and all that stuff. You can attach products. There's all kinds of things you can do. But I wanted you at least to be able to have a way to collect data and a way to say thank you, yes, it worked. Okay? Tomorrow I'll show you how to deliver whatever it is you promised. And it could be just a redirect. It could be we set up an email we're going to do a flow, and just like when they fill out this form, do this. We'll set that up tomorrow. Okay? But now you have a place to do this. So you could put this, like every time, remember Pace was talking about every time he does a video, he gives a call to action at the end, whether it's watch this next video or go get my thing or whatever. You put this link in the comments so they can get it. Okay. Same on Facebook, same on whatever. You put this in your link tree, you put it on your blank, you put it wherever. Okay. This is the first one with this is the beginning of that funnel. This is step 1. This is step 2. You could have 10. Okay, so that is that. All right, I think I'm going to stop share. Okay. Okay. Any questions about that? If you've never built it, it might feel overwhelming. You can't mess it up. Worst case, you mess it up, you feel like you messed it up, you delete it and you just make a new one. It's not a big deal. Or you use a template and just remove the things you don't like. So that is kind of how that works. Yay! Any questions? Do you feel like oh, good, I'm glad, Candace. So anybody feel like they could do it, not do it? I mean, it's just step 1, but you know what? It's like a step forward, right? If you've set up your domain, I mean, imagine having to pay somebody $100 to do that.
This is huge.
No, maybe.
This is huge helpful. Thank you.
Oh, I'm so glad. So like, I mean, it could be like, again, now I've created a form. I could use that form 500 more times. It's not hard to build a form, right? I could use it for whatever. It doesn't have to go to any one particular thing. Oh, the one thing, let me share with you one more thing. I want to show you. Now, I didn't tell it to tag anything. I didn't do any of that. But anytime you get a new contact, let me go to contacts. It should be the people that, remember we were testing? They should be in your list. Look, there we are. Test 123 at Gmail. And before that, I think it was Rudolph. I might have used Rudolph before because that's a fun one to use. But do you see how we have them? So then now all of a sudden they're in your contacts. And if somebody, like, you could go back, you could reach out to them. Now you have their whatever, right? Whatever. Let me go in here. I should be able to look at them.
I have
Okay,
a question on the contacts.
Sure.
So like as a private lender, I've got a sort of an audience of 2 different people. So I have a book for people who want to maybe be a lender and learn how to do it and invest with us, that kind of thing. And then obviously my other audience is my borrowers who would come in and borrow. So let's just say I have a book for lenders and a book for borrowers or something like that, right?
You
Or
could.
2 different funnels. Can I somehow tag where they're coming from so that I know these are investor people and these are borrower people in here?
Yeah. Now you can do it a couple ways, but one of the 2 easiest ways would be number 1, you'd have a drop down. Are you an investor or are you a borrower, right? You can have a drop down where they pick, or
Got it.
if you already know you have a separate funnel for investors and they only would get there if they are investors, you have a separate funnel for whatever borrowers, and they only would get there if they're borrowers. Then what you're going to do is when we set up the workflow, which when they submit this form on this page, this happens. One of them is you tag them as investor or borrower.
Okay.
So then when you send emails, you can send based on that list of who they are.
Yes, that's what I was hoping for. Okay.
Send all the people that are tagged as investors this. Yeah. So
Got
it's
it.
a couple ways. So you could do the same exact thing. And then the other thing that High Level does that's really interesting, let me stop share, is that they allow for custom fields. So in your form, you could have a field. Let's just say I was doing birthdays and they didn't have a birthday field, or they wanted their wedding anniversary or their wife's name, right? You can enter that and direct that information to a certain field in the contact form. So you could have that, right? Um, or when their close date is, or what, like whatever information is pertinent to you that you want in that contact form, you can have them do in a form like when they submit and put it in there, right? So if you were bringing in brand new people that could potentially be investors or borrowers, you could ask them some pertinent questions in that form, not and have it automatically populate in the contact. So you have contacts when you talk to them, right?
Yeah.
The other thing is with contacts, I found the way I was using it is that after I got off the phone with them, I went into that contact and I took notes, who I was, I sent a thank you or whatever, right? You
Right.
also in your workflow could say, okay, add them to this, like add this tag, and then also add them to this workflow, which is a welcome series. Hey, thanks so much. I hope you got the book. What did you like about it? Did you have any questions? You could set up an email series. You could send them another gift. Hey, I have another gift for you, blah, blah, blah. But you can set up all these automations in that workflow. All the workflow is a series of steps to happen when something triggers it. And then it just continues until it ends. But you could do that, let's say, like we're doing with the No One Left Behind. We are contacting agents. Well, what if we had a welcome series for our agents or a reminder series once we put them in and tag them with this, that every couple weeks we sent them a text. Hey, I was thinking about you. I just closed another deal. When are we going to make money together? But that could be an automation that you don't have to do or remember.
Got it.
So that is what we're gonna go over a basic of that because that's a rabbit hole that could get really hairy. But again, the more confident you are, the more things you're doing. But yes, you can do that. And then all that you see that it just automatically creates the contact. And in the workflow, you could create it as a potential lender. That could be the opportunity, right? We talked about the pipeline and the steps as they go through your process. Like, for me, they get onto my list. I make them an offer for free candy, then they submit an order, then I deliver the order, then I follow up, then I send them another offer. Like that is my process, all my steps. Or Stephen, like you find a lead. Well, what happens when you find a new wholesaler or whatever, right? Like somebody is a potential buyer, like you were asking everybody, what are you looking for, right? You put them in there, what state are you looking for? What are you doing? Well, that's populated. So anybody who's looking for a 2-bedroom, which is a unique person in South Carolina, you could tag them as such. And every time you have a new deal, send to all the people who are tagged 2-bedroom South Carolina. Boom. And it will automatically send to all those people, right?
Yeah.
Just an idea off the top of my head, right? But all those things, there's just ways to do it because eventually this replaces between AI, VAs, and all these automations, you replace people and employees.
So
You
one
set
more
it up
question.
one time,
So
right?
on a automated, so we have a welcome series and we go through the
Uh-huh.
thing and we're saying, okay, sign up maybe for our next workshop, right? Because we're all going to be doing workshops or whatever.
Yep. Yep.
So can you have something that like is automated that goes out about the workshop, but pulls in the future date so that the date changes, or is that something we
Yep.
have to manually?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. You
Yeah.
can. Because there's a way if the date has
Okay.
passed, use the next date, that kind of a
Got it.
thing. There's an if then possibility. Again,
Okay.
a little more complicated in the flow, but again, you can program that out or you can get someone on Fiverr to do it for you. You don't
Yes.
have to do all this, right? But they
Right.
do have, when we go do workflow tomorrow, they have examples. They have recipes that you can pull in and adapt.
Okay. Perfect. Yeah. No, and I've been using Fiverr already, so that's fine.
Yeah, I mean it's nice. I mean, for like I had a guy who fixed something on my Shopify. They programmed my Shopify and I got so far with AI programming it and adding in the code. And then I kind of got stuck and I paid a guy, $20 and it was worth it. And it was done. Like,
Yeah.
But I mean, for this, I wouldn't pay anybody to do this. Now, again, if you're building 500 of them, sure. But do you really
Right.
want to pay someone $20 to build it? I mean, it's pretty easy, right? Now, eventually you might want to, but I don't know. I just think it's easy enough. It takes not long. And then you know how to do it every time you
Right.
want one, right? I'm not saying
Yeah.
you should build all your funnels. I'm just saying you should understand the basics so that you can do the things you need to do. So you're not waiting. Like you hire someone on Fiverr, you're at their mercy. I like having the control and being
Right.
in charge of that, right? So, all right.
Yeah.
And I know, sorry, I want to be respectful of your time. Any questions? We good?
Yeah, this was great. Thank you.
Yay!
Thank you so
I'm
much. It's awesome. Yeah.
good.
I-
Stephen, you can call me. Thank you, Catherine. Sorry I left you in the waiting room so long.
And tomorrow's
Um,
at 3, right?
It is. I just have another couple calls before.
Okay.
So like I had a call with Ted Head today. I was like, I am not missing that. So like, anyway, but yeah, the 3 and then Friday's 1, I think again. And then I put 1 for Monday just in case there was anything
Okay.
else we wanted to go over, anything like if you didn't have it or you wanted to sign up or if you wanted help with something, we could do whatever specific that you were like, so even like on Monday, if you haven't figured it out and you want help, like we could share the screen, I can walk you through. That kind of
Okay.
be a thing, okay?
Yeah.
All right,
Hopefully
yay!
Have it done by
Did
then.
I miss any? There's chat. I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, good, good. Beauty. All right, guys, have a great
Thank
day.
you. All right,
Thank you so.
too.
Oh, so
Bye-bye.
Mondo. Oh, Mondo's back. Hold on, we'll see if Mondo needed anything. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Mondo, you're back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mondo, did you need anything or are you good?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay.
I
You're wel-
appreciate it. It was awesome.
No, I'm glad. I'm glad. All right. We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
You'll be the
Thank you.
star again. See ya.
Thank you for the
Bye,
skill.
guys.
Thank you for the knowledge.